I'm a modern woman. Now come on, let's get married.
Oh, nothing. Look, I live with a bunch of the dwarves, and it's...
Oh, okay, I've had enough. Look, you're lucky enough to become one of my servants. Now come with me.
And they lived happily ever after, and avoided traditional gender roles.
Yeah!
Overpopulating us. And cleaned and did all that other stuff and junk that Snow White was supposed to do.
And they had a son, Walt, who grew up to be a very handsome young man. Like most teenagers, however, he was very rebellious and didn't like to do chores, which would have been fine, except unfortunately for the royal family, they had forgotten about the witch. Witch? The witch which watched Walt's wish. What? Watch.
It's tough, you know, Quince. Boy, it's been else to be like a frog.
Done.
Yay! Not a frog! Thus!
I thought she got stabbed to death. You only thought she got stabbed to death. In reality, she escaped by sending her soul 15 years into the future. I'm not sure this is making a lot of sense. Do you want to get through all these or not? So, Walt became a talking frog, moved to a nearby pond, remained there until he found that the golden ball was kissed by a princess. But the real secret origin here is a dwarf number 2. This is a little story I like to call the devil's grandmother. The devil had a grandmother? Everyone has a grandmother. And you should call yours before she dies. You're right. I have a phone call to make. Gosh, thought she'd never leave. Now, before we start this very special story, I'd like us all to take a moment and think about that special old person in our lives. You know, the one. And to think what it must be like to be old for a day. You already know, sir. How must it feel to have your best days behind you? Parts of death. To feel your body decay. Tell us about it, sir.
What?
He is so... He can't even hear what I'm saying. You must be his caretaker. Maybe you. Now, this story is brought to you by the Hallmark Channel. Can I get some soft, warm, fuzzy lighting, please? Maybe a soft glow around everyone on stage. Could you try that again, please? What is your problem? Yeah, I'm talking to you. We're trying to have a very special moment here, and you're ruining my special moment. Forget you. What? And forget you too. I won't forget you. No, he's mine! I'm a believer! And now, for a very special Hallmark Channel presentation, The Devil's Grandmother. Times were tough on the old farm.
Now that your grandpa's dead, I'll just climb into this garden. Oh my god, that's creepy.
It was a special garden, a garden of love.
Grandmama, I heard about Grandpa. Could you use a hug? Boy, could I?
And so began a very special relationship between a grandmother and her grandson, who just happened to be the devil.
Could I help you plant those peas, Grandmama. Oh, sure you can, grandson. Just don't let me catch you using that black magic of yours.
Oh, Grandmama.
Say, are your horns getting bigger?
Well, I'm growing up.
So you are, so you are.
But the garden couldn't stay green forever.
Grandmama, what happened? Who are you?
What? I'm your grandson. The devil.
Now where did I put my glasses?
I'm afraid your grandmother has Alzheimer's.
So they decided to go on one last road trip together.
I've always wanted to see the Grand Canyon.
We'll make it there, even though I can't legally drive.
Oh, earthly laws have never stopped you before.
It would be the wackiest road trip of their lives.
Did you just burn Albuquerque to the ground by calling on the power of Haiti?
Oh, Grandmama. You didn't see any. But maybe, just maybe, they'd learn a little something about the power of the human heart.
Grandmama, we ran out of gas, so I stole a human heart and we get to power our car. Yeah! I know you.
But the greatest lesson of all would be when they reached the Grand Canyon.
You know, grandson, me and your grandpa were simple people. We liked simple things. We always wanted to come here for our honeymoon, but we never made it. There were chores to be done. Boy, he would have loved this view, though.
I could summon him from the dead and place him inside of a coyote.
Oh, it wouldn't be the same. Which coyote?
But even very special Hallmark Channel movies have sad endings.
I think she's dead.
Why?
Because you're the devil and I don't like you. Yeah, I know that. What are you gonna do about it?
Your grandmother didn't have any insurance, so I'm going to have to charge you for her medical bill, which should add up to amounts about $23,000.
And he shrank and shrank until he became in fact a dwarf.
Now go work in the mines with the rest of her kind. I'm going to Disney World to work there. In one of those fake costumes where you pretend to be one of the Disney characters, but you don't know which one. So next time you're in Disneyland, if you see Chip and Dale walking towards you,
And I'm back to prevent lawsuits.
But of course we can't really understand that story until we know where the devil's grandmother came from.
Wait, can we just pause for a second? Is that really how the Brothers Grimm recorded that story?
Well, you know, that was more of a modern adaptation. We took a few liberties and... Okay, the real story is about a couple of soldiers who sign away their souls to the devil. The devil's grandmother feels sorry for them, blah, blah, blah. Nobody gets killed in the end. I just thought the title was funny.
So now we need to work your version into our storyline.
No problem, because long before she was the devil's grandmother, she was a little girl.
That's deep.
Who like to wear red clothes because they're sexy.
She was a little girl.
Right.
You need professional help. Here's my guide.
Of course you would have that. You need help.